it's humbling when agents on our team would get an email from, one of our VAs who's we consider a team member saying, hey, listen, you didn't do your job. And part of your ego gets like, you want to just say like, who are you to turn off my leads? It's like, well, I'm the person on the team that's protecting these leads and making sure that as many of them close as possible. So talk a little bit about that dynamic.
Yeah. And so that's the weekly scorecard. When we set it up with a team, we have kind of some baseline items on there that are really common practices and like laws, like we said, that we see amongst DFT, HPREA, like a lot of these big teams kind of all over the country, like the main chunk of laws. And then that's all, it's also like we call it personalized, right? Where as a team lead, your operations manager, your sales manager can add really on there whatever you want, and we can track it all. So with that, again, it's set up, it's a black and white scorecard. An example, like a perfect example, and a lot of what is already on there is CRM management. So in your Boomtown, your Firepoint, your Sync, your whatever, do you have more than 100 leads in there, right? It's a very straightforward answer, right? Like you either do or you don't. Do you have them all labeled as ABC players or tagged correctly? Everyone has different systems for how they do it, but do you have all of that done correctly? If you have set a follow-up call, did you make that follow-up call, or do you have overdue calls within your CRM? Is another follow-up call then scheduled after you complete that call? Very black and white items that are very important, right, to running an effective CRM. And I know so many team leaders and just teams in general are really trying to hammer down that CRM management because it's your agent's business, right? It's all of their future income for the next year. So we try to essentially just take all that information, which is, I'll say it again, black and white, right? Your agents know. And if they forgot to update something, like it's very clear still where we got that information, if that makes sense. So there's not really any like argument to it. Not that your agent should be arguing it, but by looking at that scorecard, you can see exactly what needs to be done, what's missing. Are they too busy? Are they getting too many appointments so they can't handle their CRM, right? We have a lot of people that completely run their one-on-one meetings with agents, like sales managers who run their one-on-one based on that weekly scorecard, right? Are you doing what you need to do to generate enough business for the next 90 days of income to hit your goals? So, and again, it takes the kind of pressure off of a lot of agents and managers who don't want to have to say, sorry, you're off of leads for the next week because you didn't do X, Y, and Z, because it's all just right there. There's really not much argument to it. So we do have a lot of people that really like that about the scorecard.